Are you playing?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Owen Carnivale. This is for extra credit again for physiology. I did one of the other extra credit parts. Here I made a model of the respiratory system. So if we can imagine that this is the respiratory system, this makeshift model, the straw will be representative of the oral and nasal cavity in which air is inspired and just taken in, and of course going downward it represent the pharynx, the larynx, the trachea, all the way down to the alveoli. This balloon here entrenched in the cup will be representative of the lungs, and the balloon on the bottom, which I can go like this. It's representative of the diaphragm, which is an inspiratory muscle, which contracts. It actually flattens downward to allow the lungs to expand. So the lung is to begin. The lungs are actually a passive organ. They don't expand on their own voluntarily. They expand due to the diaphragm contracting and other inspiratory muscles. So so the way contraction begins is the diaphragm contracts downward to create a vacuum by according to Boyle's law, which says that as volume increases, pressure decreases. So when you expand, you create a vacuum in the lungs by creating a greater volume. That volume then creates a differential in pressure with the atmospheric pressure, such that it's a negative pressure, so it's lower than the atmospheric pressure. And to compensate, air is drawn in through the oral and nasal cavity into the lungs, and that is how gas is brought into the lungs. So also this just a point of inquiry. This diagram is limited because it doesn't represent the pleural cavity, which is a cavity with negative pressure, which allows the actual lungs to be expanded against the chest wall, so that it increases surface area. So that is the limit of this model. But other than that, this is a very effective, very simple model of how the respiratory system works. It's the video started. Okay.
Go.
So last time I talked about inspiration. I also forgot to mention expiration. So where was I? So when you're inspired, the diaphragm has contracted. It's flattened downward to increase the volume, and thus by Boyle's law, decrease pressure below atmospheric pressure, and thus bring air into the lungs. So like so, and then how it expires is that obviously the diaphragm then relaxes because due to nerve stimulation pausing, so it will relax. And then by Boyle's law, the vice versa, the volume will condense, and so pressure will go up, and that will force air out of the lungs. So air went out of the balloon and out through the oral and nasal cavity, and that is expiration.